Be grateful. You can feel the pain because you are alive. That's what pushed me through many, many obstacles in my life. I can feel this pain. And this pain reinforces that nothing can stop us. If I can go through that, I can do anything. If I can fight for my life, I can do anything. Hey, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Mindset Mastery. I'm your host, Araujo. As you come on board, please check in. Good morning, Claudia, Adriana, Teresa, and everyone else that's going to join us today. Today's topic is something that was inspired earlier this week, and a simple phrase stuck out, and it was a quote by an actor and a very talented musician and comedian and all the above. His name is Jamie Foxx, right? Jamie Foxx, I think we all know him. I was first introduced to him when I was a teenager, back in high school, back in the 90s. There was a show in Living Color, and he played a couple unforgettable characters. Wanda was one of them. For you new young bucks, if you ever get an opportunity to go back in time and watch these episodes in Living Color, it was groundbreaking, right? It was very different from what was out there, what the norm was, and I soon became a fan, but I was also very skeptical when he started going into other arenas, especially as an actor and as a musician, right? Because that character, the Wanda character, right, stuck out in my mind so clearly. So every time I saw him, I just imagined him playing this character, Wanda. But that soon faded, and after this interview, I got a whole new level of respect. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to highly encourage you to take the time and the opportunity to listen to this podcast. And it's a podcast by Tim Ferriss. And if you know who this author is, he authored the book, The 4-Hour Work Week. And it's also a very instrumental part of my growth, reading on how we have to approach life and our business and just every aspect of our life. And he had Jamie Foxx on as a guest. And oh my God, I was blown away. This thing was like a 2-hour interview, but as I was going through it, and it took me a couple days to actually listen to it, I was just so intrigued, and I didn't want it to end because of Jamie Foxx's ability to know how to communicate and convey a story. The way he told a story he's one of the best. And again, you may think, well, there's other people that are, have bigger accolades or have done greater things in life and for for our rights or for whatever it may be, right? But again, I think his talent is in his way he told stories, and I think that's a critical skill set that all of us as entrepreneurs need to be able to tell, because that's the way your clients are going to be able to connect with you. That's the way you're going to be able to connect with them, right? Is to be able to bring these stories. And I think we all have stories that we all produce the same emotions of happiness and excitement and pain and fear and anger. I mean, we all have different experiences, but we've all been in that same emotion. And that's what ties us together. That's what bonds individuals. That's what bonds people, right? And Tim Ferriss asked him towards the end of the interview, he asked him, what would you tell yourself, now looking back at your career in your 20s and 30s, what would you tell yourself? And one of the things that kind of hit me to the core was he said, pay attention and slow it down. Pay attention and slow it down. And I don't know what it was about that statement in particular, but man, I was like, my skin crawled. It was so simple. He said other incredible things. He was very funny throughout the entire interview. But that particular phrase right there just struck a chord. And I got a little sentimental, right? Because I think we've all been in situations where we haven't paid attention. And we let life just kind of roll by, only to look back and say, I missed the best years of my life, or I missed the best years of my daughter's lives or my kids' lives. Because we're so caught up in the obstacles, the problems. We're so caught up in trying to achieve great things in our business that we forget to slow it down and pay attention. And, this got me thinking, and I don't know if this was a seed that was planted in my head or not. But somehow within that week time frame, I start these new series of videos with my daughters. And the way I positioned it to them was like, hey, you're going to talk to your future self. We're going to create these videos. And I don't know, growing up, I look back at these photos of who I was. And I even look back of photos of my daughters and short clips of videos. But it never occurred to me, like, why don't I take videos of day-to-day things that are going on in my life? Not something special, because I think we tend to pull out our cameras and our video cameras when we're out at Disneyland or we're doing something special on a birthday. But when was the last time we pulled it out just to document what's going on right here, right now? Like after maybe a volleyball game, as opposed to just recording the volleyball game, which I have tons of videos of that. I never recorded them after, asking them questions, how they felt. What was their experience like? Like, I don't think I have many videos of that. I only have it on special situations, special things that we're doing. So I took a different approach. And man, it's been a wonderful experience for us. Because we'll simply sit there in the kitchen and I'll say, okay, Madeline, so what's going on in your life? What do you want to tell your future self right now? What is going on? What just happened after this volleyball game? And they've like gravitated towards this. And they're usually shy about this stuff, right? They really don't want to be on video. Even though Carla and I are constantly out on video, we'll pull out our cameras. They're like, I don't feel like doing it. This time I was just like those old school documentary videos like we used to do on camera. Remember, we just pull that out. That's what I'm doing with my phone now. And I say, talk to yourself. What do you want to tell your future self? And it's going to be so amazing when I show them this video 5-10 years from now, where they see their past self talking to their future self. It's going to be so amazing. And we have that opportunity because we're paying attention and we're slowing it down. We're real quick to pull out our cameras when there's something special going on. But you should see how different the energy is when you're just asking them to speak of what's going on at this particular moment. So we've been doing this now, and I even created a special folder for them. So as you record this down, like I go ahead and save it to the Abigail Madeline folder. And the participation from them and the excitement is unreal. And they're like excited about it. So I've been doing this for the last 7-8 days now, right? And we haven't missed a day. Well, I thought we didn't miss a day until last night. We were pretty tired. We've been doing volleyball this entire weekend from morning to night. And the girls went to bed early, like 7:30 early, right? So this morning, I go through my normal routine. I'm out in the gym, and I'm drinking my green smoothie and doing that whole thing. And then walks in my 10-year-old daughter. And guess what she's doing? She's doing a selfie video on her phone, talking to herself. Hey, Madeline, we're getting ready. I'm getting ready to go to another volleyball game. Yesterday, I started out as a hitter. I thought that I got pulled out as a libero because I wasn't doing well, but I was doing really good. They just needed some help in the front row as a hitter. So she's talking to herself on this video. And then she walks in as I'm working out. She says, hi, Dad. And I said, oh, baby, I forgot to do the video. She says, I know, but it's okay. I got it. I can't wait to see what else she told herself before she came into the gym to talk to me. So we do the video together, and she's just recording. And we're just being very candid. We've been very real. We're not posturing for the camera or trying to do a special thing for the camera. We're just being ourselves at this particular moment because we decided to slow it down and pay attention. Man, I don't know what I would like, what I would give to be able to see my parents at this age. With us being 10, me and my brother and my sister, right? I don't have many of those memories. It wasn't documented. I have no idea how my grandpa was as a young kid and a teenager and a young adult. I have zero idea, and we're only one generation removed. His memory is already getting lost because I don't know enough about it to be able to pass it on to my daughters. We have that ability right now to slow it down and pay attention. And I think we take it for granted. When we lose that motivation and go kill it in business, it's because we haven't done that. And we can get caught up very quickly on the things that ultimately won't bring us the happiness that we want and desire. But when we slow down and pay attention, the paradigm of our lives change. And we've all seen these individuals that have performed at a high level, that have executed at a high level, that have succeeded at a high level. This weekend, I had an opportunity to watch Conor McGregor, probably one of the greatest communicators as well. And he backs it up with his abilities to fight, his work ethic, to prepare. And this time around, he came around very, very different. His energy was very different from his previous fights, even from his previous interviews. Before, he was very brash, almost angry-like. He achieved so much in his life, but he failed to slow it down and pay attention. And it didn't matter how much money he made. He kept on putting himself in situations that could destroy it all. Because he wasn't focused on what mattered most. I can't remember another interview where he brought up his children so much. And other people around him, his supporting staff, his family. And he said something very interesting. He says, if I don't bring my best, I'm not respecting those that put everything on me. You're just almost like a disrespect. When you don't perform and do the things that you're supposed to do for your business, you're disrespecting your family. You're disrespecting those that love and support you because you're caught up in your own thoughts and your own feelings. But it goes beyond that. You must understand that there's something greater there for you. He came on, and he has a whole new appreciation for who he is. Right? He always loved who he is. He was very cocky, very confident. I get it. But now he's very appreciative. And Dana White, who's one of the promoters of the UFC, says, I've never seen him like this. He's happy. The money didn't make him happy. Slowing it down and paying attention to what mattered most made him happy. And sometimes when we get up and we're not motivated, we're not inspired, it's because we're not paying attention. We're not showing that gratitude and appreciation for where we've been and where we're going. We're not documenting our lives, understanding that everything is a lesson to make us stronger and better, wiser, smarter. Instead, we're caught up on how it's not supposed to be this way, how the challenges are too big, and proclaiming, I don't know what to do. We all know what to do. You know what to do. Just getting around to doing it. That's where the focus should be. But it's always within our control. And the beautiful thing about it is we have 100% control. He had McGregor on the ring. He had Tony Robbins right there with him. That was cool to see. Because this guy was slowly destroying what he built because he failed to pay attention. And it's good to see a man that's, going in on all aspects of his life. Before, it was just, achieving certain things, certain wealth, and certain belts and championships and notches on his win streak column. But if you look back to any other interview before the ones up to this fight here, he brought up his family more times than ever. At least that's what I noticed. He's got his priorities right. And we have a responsibility that's greater than just our feelings. It's about getting it done. Going after it. Understanding that you have to position yourself as the authority in this industry. Not sitting back and wallowing in the feelings of not knowing what to do and how to do it. By simply paying attention and slowing it down. And I'm going to have you take the time. Take the time to listen to this podcast. It's just simply amazing. Because it also, and I want you to pay attention to a few things here. As you listen to this podcast of Jamie Foxx and Tim Ferriss, is the way he tells a story. I want you to be very aware on these traits because I think it'll help you. And, this podcast alone, I think, is it a correlation of listening to this and then hearing this, pay attention and slow it down, to me, all of a sudden, having this idea that I should document just our normal lives and having my daughters talk to themselves in the future. I don't think I would have came to this conclusion if I didn't have these seeds planted. And when you come into this game of understanding that every day there's something for us to learn, I would say 99% of the stuff we don't absorb. But it's what actually goes into our subconscious that we make decisions based on that. You see, I didn't correlate me now doing these videos with my daughters to that simple phrase. But now that I step back and analyze the whole thing, I think it had a direct correlation to that. Direct reflection of that. Because he started talking about, he wishes he would have been more involved with his kids growing up. Pay attention and slow it down. What greater way than to document it as a family? Feels good. And just to see my daughter come in this morning, and she took it upon herself. It's okay, Dad, I got you. I got you, Dad. I'm doing it right now. It's not for social media. It's for us as a family. Because I want their kids and their kids to be able to see what they were doing as young kids. And also what we were doing. Trying to change generations of dysfunction and disorder. We're doing that right now. And it's something you can easily do yourselves, regardless of how old your kids are. Think about your grandkids and your great-grandkids. What is great-grandma and great-grandpa doing right now? In the year 2020, as they're looking back, in the year 2100. It's insane, right? To think about it. We have that ability. And let's fuel our ambitions by appreciating where we're at right now, documenting it. It's a beautiful time to live. It's a beautiful place to be in. Best country. It's this is going to go down in the history books, right? As the greatest empire ever to exist. And you're living in it. The opportunities are endless. The technology allows us to create more than we ever thought was possible. And to leave a legacy. Before, you had to be famous to leave a legacy. You just have to be yourself now. Amazing, right? So as we go on through the day, I want you to start thinking about how you can pay attention and slow it down. Because this will ultimately fuel the ambitions you have for your business, or it can destroy it. And Connor was this close of destroying it. He's still in some legal battles. He's still not out of the dark 100%, but he's making great strides towards that because he changed his mind. He started appreciating where he's at, and he got the right people around him. How wonderful would that be to have Tony Robbins at your corner? Amazing things, right? Well, you have us around your corner, people that are rooting for you. AZ and Associates is that type of environment. And I want you to pay attention and slow it down to really appreciate what we've got and the support you have. So guys, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for joining me today. I'm actually going to go back out there. This is a 3-day competition with my daughters, and the lessons that we're learning, and that's the beautiful thing about sports and in business, how many lessons a day we're learning. And we got to really appreciate all the obstacles that come our way, because it's going to be tough. Marketing is going to be tough today. You're going to have a tough client today. You're going to deal with another agent that's dealing, with problems outside of just that transaction, but brings the raw emotion and just throws up on you with all their issues, right? Making it about the transaction when it really is about something else. It's about us being empowered, being able to withstand all those negatives that come our way. And that's the game. So I want to thank you again for joining me, but let's go ahead and go down the road. If you have any comments, if you have any insights, Nick, good morning. Carla, good morning. Roger, we had a great conversation this weekend. I appreciate you for that. Mario, good morning, my brother. Carmela, good morning. Gabe, Chris, Celia, Isabel, Isela, Susan. We have a lot of people joining us on this wonderful day, right? Holiday season. Today is Martin Luther King Day. Again, taking the time to pay attention and slowing it down. We have Olivia. Good morning. Josh, what's going on, my brother? Beatrice, good morning. Dora Lee. What are you guys getting from this? Like, is that changing? Am I planting a seed maybe in you as far as to how to approach the day so we can get more gratitude and appreciation so we can go kill it in business? That's the fuel we need. If you're feeling down, consider that. Let's pay attention. That's not about saying, I wish I would have done something different when I was, when my kids were younger or when I was experiencing this or the other. Saying, I'm going to start now. That's a lesson for me. I'm not just going to dwell in that place. I'm going to start now. Michelle, Cindy, Bobby, Patrick, Beatrice, you are absolutely right. The beauty of it is that we are 100% in control. Absolutely. Roger Wright, I missed these amazing starts to my week, to the best and most focused on my family and business I can be. Absolutely, Roger. And, Roger, you've done amazing things just, you became more aware, right? And you've lost this weight and your energy's so good, but you also understand there's more to do, right? You're only scratching the surface of everything. There's more that we have to be. We have to become greater. It's our responsibility to become greater. Not necessarily go just get the money, but become greater so we know that we're respecting those that put everything on us. It's our responsibility to be very successful in all aspects of our life. It's our way to give back to those that support us. Cindy, right here, what you're saying is the biggest reason you should not give a shit about what others say about you when you are recording so much. Thank you for reminding me of the best reasons to record live. Yeah, this is about you, and I've always said that. When I encourage you guys to put yourself out there, it's because you gain confidence from there. You gain gratitude and appreciation for yourself. When you're constantly just putting yourself out there, it's like documenting your life. Like, how nice is it going to be when you're 80 years old, right? And you're looking back and appreciating how much you hustled by putting yourself out there. I appreciate the dude 5 years ago. The guy that always stuttered, that guy that was like couldn't even look at himself on camera. Like, I appreciate that dude for, having the courage to continue to do it. But I'm very different today, and I'll be very different 5 years from now. But it's our job just to put ourselves out there, not for others. But it's amazing what happens. When you put it out there for yourself, others appreciate you, and they gravitate towards you. And it's a direct impact to your bottom line. Amazing how that works. Claudia, I believe it 100% that we have a lot of support here, not only with AZ and Carla, but all the other agents here at AZ & Associates. I second that. I don't think I've ever, I get as much fuel from all of you as you may get from us. Conversations I have with every agent, like I really appreciate it. I was talking to Frank, and he's so, Frank Martin, he's so involved in how to live a long, prosperous life. If you ever get a chance to talk to him, he's like a health genius, just looking at things beyond just the normal things we think about when it comes to health. So I enjoy my conversations with him because it fuels me to become better, right? So every conversation I speak just allows me to see that. Gabriel, great message, brother. And I truly appreciate you and Carla, amazing people with hearts full of love, passion, dedication, determination. Thank you so much. Much love, Gabriel. Dallas Andrews, good stuff, AZ. I got 2 great takeaways from this, 100%. Thank you. And again, I'm going to encourage you to listen to that Jamie Foxx. That actually got awards. It was that good. And you can find it on your podcast with Tim Ferriss. And I think you'll enjoy the stories. But again, pay attention to the details, the dialogue, and how he tells these stories. I think we can all benefit from that. If we were able to tell our stories in that way, it'll gravitate our clientele base, our families. It's an amazing thing. And the way he's able to translate all that into lessons is just, I have so much respect for him. Yes, from Teresa, yes, be here in the moment. Love the motivation and focus on why I'm doing. Sergio, the habit to look ahead in business can take us out of the now, which is the most important. Slow down and complete the task before moving to the next deal, lead, task. And that's the same thing that goes with obstacles, with pains. I called six individuals this weekend that all participated in a half marathon and marathon. We had 6 agents from AZ & Associates participate. And I can't tell you how proud I am to even see them out there and to push themselves beyond what they thought was possible. Some of these people had it in their minds that they're not runners, they're not athletes. And to go out there and complete this, it does something to you. You don't remain the same person after embarking on and shattering stories of what we believe were true. You're not the same person. And I'm so happy for them to be able to witness this, to see them push themselves in ways they never thought was possible. Shattering stories. And I had to send a couple messages to some of them, and I said, enjoy the pain because it is going to be painful. Running 3 miles is painful. I can only imagine running 13 and 26 miles. It's tough. But when we're in this moment of pain and we want to quit, we have to remind ourselves of one very important detail of all this. Be grateful. You can feel the pain because you are alive. That's what pushed me through many, many obstacles in my life. I can feel this pain. And this pain reinforces that nothing can stop us. If I can go through that, I can do anything. If I can fight for my life, I can do anything. So congratulations to those agents that participated in that. Where am I at? All right, Patrick, this is a great idea to create videos to review later in life for my family to see it later on. I wish I could video my older being to coach my younger person. Absolutely. And the beautiful thing about phones now is that there's cloud-based, because when cell phones first came out with camera abilities, it was all saved on a card. And although I documented for many, many years, I lost that card. And those memories went out the window. And I wish I could have still had them, but it's just that wasn't the technology back then. And now you can all save them on the cloud, so they're there forever. So take that on. Take that as a task. I think you'll appreciate it. Yes, great motivation to be focused for more than just building my business. It's for my family. They're going to see a powerful businesswoman. There's a lot of pride that comes from that. Hearing your kids. I catch my kids it's funny because we could get compliments from so many different people, but when you hear from your own kids about how proud they are of you, it does something to us, right? And it's like this old quote that I said a while back. Yeah, we're all proud of our kids, but are our kids proud of you? That's the better question, right? Eric, Connor mentioned that even after all the achievements, he had to take that step back and just fall in love with the game again. Knockouts in three different divisions is effing insane just by falling in love with the game. We got to fall in love with this game. And with the game comes all these trials and tribulations, the monotony of things, the things that we don't like to do. We would all like to celebrate. As a matter of fact, that's one thing that he did. He was celebrating too much. But he understood that the monotony of the game is what brings the reward. Yeah, it sucks putting ourselves out there and not getting any feedback or getting any return on that, right? Holding open houses and not having anybody walk in. Trying to do everything possible for our clients, but they're just not happy. We all dislike the monotony of it sometimes. But it's our ability to keep going that brings the ultimate happiness. Great insight, Eric. And finally, Caroline, this is why I love this brokerage. I've changed a lot and keep changing. It's the constant reminding, and I love it. I wanted to be involved in a group, helping each other. That's important to me. Absolutely. We're happy to have you here, Caroline. Amazing year for you. You've grown something incredible, and this is just the beginning. And again, I want to remind you, this Friday is our Ignite event, and I have a special guest flying in. He's a good friend of mine. His name is Nick Long. If you have an opportunity to start following him now, he's done amazing things. And he's had to overcome his fair share of obstacles. And somehow, he just keeps going. Amazing guy, amazing success, and I think you'll enjoy it. And the Ignite event is going to be a night of celebration, a night of just being able to see something greater for ourselves and reminding ourselves that it's all within our own control. So look forward to that. And I think registration is closing today. So if you haven't done it, we are closing it out. We have to give final numbers to the venue. So thank you again for joining me on this Mindset Mastery episode. And I will be talking to you soon. Have a great day, everyone. Bye now.